The Cellcast is recorded in front of a live streaming audience.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Cellcast. Joining me today is a man with visions of going to New York, or at least San Diego. Welcome, Jacob.
You gotta get the big time at some point, man.
True.
And get grumpy the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Why, thank you. Let me introduce our co-host, a man who got violently angry because his girlfriend decided to play her song instead of his. Welcome, Drew.
Wait, I have a girlfriend?
Apparently, and you got really mad about it too. Do you remember that?
I don't know. This really strange pink ball kind of just made me feel good, and I don't remember anything.
Oh, okay.
Tonight!
I'm gonna check you out.
Yeah. I don't do drugs, folks. Or whatever this was.
Anyways.
Tonight, or this afternoon, whatever this is, we're reviewing Rock and Rule from 1983. I think technically at one point this was requested by a friend of ours, but that was like 5 years ago.
Oh. Chase?
I think Chase, this was when he suggested, not requested, at least.
Suggested.
But it didn't.
He's the one who told us to watch this.
Yes, and then kind of forced us to watch this in a version far worse than the version we watched for this showing.
Oh, it was worse.
It was a lot worse. You couldn't make out details on the version he showed us.
Oh, okay.
At least I don't remember it. But either way, why don't we go ahead and get into the spoiler-free section of our review on this film?
Certified fresh and spoiler-free.
So yeah, this is technically my second time to watch it. Mm-hmm. I wasn't any more impressed the second time around than the first.
Right.
I will say that there's some good animation in here, but this is a cult classic, and with cult classics, there are two ways that usually ends up going. Either A, it's an underappreciated gem, or B, the cult that likes it is feeling their nostalgia, and it doesn't translate to anybody else. And I feel we're on B, not A. So, it's a story-wise, I'm not a big fan of this one.
What story there is.
Yeah, the animation is well done for the most part, but I would at the very least, if you're wanting to know if you should go watch this or not, at the very least, go to YouTube, search up Rock and Roll. You will find music videos from this one, from actually a better cut than we watched. And if you think that looks cool enough to try it, head over to Tubi. It's free over there.
Yeah.
That's pretty much my thoughts on it. It's like, it's a movie. Not necessarily a movie for me.
Fair.
What are your thoughts?
In the same vein, but like our friend Chase many years ago, forced us against our will to watch this film on.
This is against my will, against my will, against my will, against my will, against my will. This is totally against my will!
Ironically, the same can be true of where that clip came from.
Yes. But, yeah, exactly. What was that? Rune Knight. Rune Knight.
I believe.
That's right. But, it's like, yeah, we were over at his house. We normally did a Bible study.
Yes.
And be like, I always like to break things up. Let's do something different. And it's like, oh, let's watch a movie. It's like, oh, you haven't heard about this? Like, this is a classic. And I'm like, what in the muddy world am I watching?
And it was a muddier transfer than this.
It was a muddier transfer of the one they have on Tubi.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, okay, this is an interesting thing. Be like, animation's decent. The story makes no sense. And like, what in the world am I watching? But okay. But, and so I think I volunteered to put this on the list.
It is your pick.
Yeah, it was my pick. And there's a part of me, like, I kind of regret doing it, but then I don't. So it'll be like, there are aspects of this movie I do enjoy. Mm-hmm. Others, a bit of Rantmaster going on there. But yeah, let's go there.
I will say this. For the same reason we intentionally do bad movie month, so that we're kind of forced to watch stuff we know is bad.
Yes.
Or at least we've heard is bad. Things like this are also good to watch, especially for us as we're learning to appreciate more of animation, watching stuff that's not necessarily in our wheelhouse.
Exactly.
Had it been a movie we both enjoyed, that would have been great.
Exactly.
This just happens to be one neither one of us enjoyed.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily enjoy it. Again, there's aspects of it that are good, others not so much.
Right. So why don't we go ahead and get into the full spoiler-filled section of this review?
Yes.
The following is a spoiler-filled review for the film Rock and Rule. Listener discretion is advised. Rock and Roll was directed by Clive Smith, who would go on to direct Pippi Longstocking from 1997. Such different movies.
Contrast.
Definitely contrast. It was written by Patrick Lobert, Peter Sauter, John Halfpenny, Anna Burke, Greg DeFell, Larry Mullen, Deanne Stillman, and David Young. Getting into the cast, we've got Don Franks as Mock, who was Sabretooth in the X-Men. Paul Lamont is Omar. He played John in American Graffiti. Susan Roman played Angel, and she was Sailor Jupiter in the Sailor Moon Deke dub. Samantha Langevin was Mock's computer, and she was Mrs. Blewett in Anne of Green Gables. Dan Hennessy is Dizzy, and he was Chief Quimby in Inspector Gadget. And Greg Duffell was Stretch and Zip, and he played various mad agents in Inspector Gadget. Kingdom Hearts connections. How many do you think we have?
1.
Jacob's guessing 1.
I'm guessing 1. I might be completely
Chat.
wrong.
How many? Artsy's
4.
guessing 4.
Artsy's doing 4.
Okay, well, Jacob, you were correct this time.
Nice.
Our Kingdom Hearts connection is Maurice LaMarche, who you might know better as playing the Brain in Pinky and the Brain.
Oh, okay.
He played a sailor in this, and he was the medium beagle boy in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, okay.
What do we got in info and stuff?
All right. So, info and stuff. IMDb has a 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb. Rotten Tomatoes has a 71 only audience score. Now, I did start reading a few reviewers that just had reviewed it, and it wasn't good. Obviously, the audience score is more people who found the film later and has nostalgia for this,
yes,
or it's this era which I loved or whatever. But yeah, it's very much nostalgia goggles on this thing.
There is stories saying that perhaps MGM might have sabotaged its American release too.
Yeah,
so
definitely. Streaming, it's only technically available on Tubi, and as I put in worst VHS transfer ever. This thing is bad. All right,
and it's the only version. The only way you can watch the American version of this film.
Only. The Canadian version is a little bit different. Apparently, it's a little better. Not much, but nuance. Physical media. Now, if you want this film, it's completely out of print right now. Completely. I don't see anybody picking this up in the near future. But you never know. Be like some,
Amazon might be nice to us.
Amazon might, and
Since
actually
they own MGM and they own the rights to this film.
True. And apparently it does have a cult following. So if it does, I may or may not mind actually watching a better version of this. But if you want a copy of this movie for yourself, just hang on for a second. All right, so on eBay, you can pick up a 2005 single disc DVD for $59.99, or a 2-disc DVD, same year, 2005, for $95. Or you can go up a little bit, and apparently I didn't write this down, but if I remember correctly, the comps for and there's only one you can find on Amazon right now, for a 2-disc I think it is a 2-disc collector's edition, Blu-ray sealed, is $499. How about that? Be like, just start pulling out your
how about no?
Yeah, your coffee money for about 6 years, and be like, and then you might eventually get around to it, and that probably that comp will be
For
gone.
the cost of a cup of coffee a day for 10 years, you too can own a copy of this film.
Yeah. So start, denying yourself coffee in order to buy this movie. Why would you?
There are better things to deny yourself for.
All right. So production was United Artists, Nirvana. Yeah,
Nelvana.
Yeah, Nirvana Limited, and Famous People. These are all most of these are Canadian companies. Distribution for here in the United States was MGM UA Entertainment Company. Runtime was 77 minutes. Its release date was on August 12th, 1982 for both here in the United States and Canada. Home video release. Be like, I didn't find any information. I basically didn't bother to find any information. If it does have a theatrical, like what it made, because in the United States they literally just threw it under the rug and just was done with it.
Yeah, it really does seem like MGM in the U.S. had no interest in making sure this succeeded.
No.
So
I might go throughout the course of the episode and try to find if it does have any information. I'll give you that later. But as of right now, I don't have it. Home video, original home video release copies of Rock and Roll extremely difficult to find. MGM UK Home Entertainment released the film on VHS and Betamax in 1984 and in 1986 on Laserdisc. Both these editions soon went out of print. Bootleg copies of this film ended up being sold at Comic-Con conventions, but these copies are extremely listed and are very pricey at this point, as having some of them being claimed to be done by Ralph Bakshi. Soon after its dismissed in the home entertainment market, copies of the film could be acquired only by writing to Nirvana, who charged a fee of $80 to create and send a video copy of this movie.
that tells you how bad the distribution on this film was.
Be like, if you wanted it, be like, you gotta talk to the people who made it, not the people who have the rights to produce the home video version. No, be like, you gotta pay some Canadian Canucks to be like, get this movie at that point. All right, so on June 7th, 2005, Unearthed Films released the film for the first time on DVD. The first disc included the theatrical cut, and the second included the original cut of the film. Though the original print was destroyed in a fire, this was taken from a VHS source, and included Devil and Daniel Mouse, a TV special that was the inspiration for Rock and Roll. Other features were including Ring of Power introduction sequence and a slightly different rough cut version of the ending. Included is the trailer for Electrical Dragon, 80,000 V in 2001. Japanese film writer and director Sogo Aishua on September 28, 2010. A Blu-ray was released. I actually remember seeing this in 2010. Very, 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 very vaguely. I put out, if I can talk, by Unearthed Films, had two versions of the film on one disc. Both Unearthed film releases have since gone out of print. Surprise, surprise. Nirvana uploaded the film to its YouTube channel, Retro Rerun, on November 30th, 2019, which was presented in the US VHS and Laserdisc format. The upload has since made private on the website as of August 2022, which is available on Amazon Prime Video after Amazon acquired MGM Holding in 2024, renaming it Amazon MGM Studios, which is currently unavailable at this time and only on Tubi. I put in my own notes of this. Horrible VHS translation, but there are higher qualities available if you know where to look on YouTube. Wink,
yes.
DM me if you want the link.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, let me know if you want an actual version. It was just let me know.
Things can be found.
Things can be found. So that is all I have for an info stuff, and now I'm going to go look for the box office.
Getting into the summary then, while you're doing that. Mock Swagger, a legendary rock musician, is on the search for a special voice whose frequencies can unleash a powerful demon from another dimension.
It's all about demons, isn't it?
His dwindling it is rock and roll music.
Yeah.
His dwindling popularity driving him to destroy the world in vengeance and immortalize himself in the process. Returning to his hometown of ohmTown, he discovers Angel, a young musician performing with her rock band at a local nightclub. Convinced Angel has the voice he needs, Mock invites the band to his mansion, where he kidnaps her and takes her to New York, where his summoning disguised as a concert will be performed. Angel overhears Mock confirming his plans with his computer. At this time, the computer informs Mock that the only way to stop the demon is with one voice, one heart, one song. But when Mock asks who can do this, the computer replies that there is no one. Angel tries to escape while her band races to rescue her. After several failed attempts, Mock relocates the summonings to ohmTown, whose power plant has enough energy for the invocation. Mock forces Angel to sing and open a portal to the demon's dimension. A massive demonic entity emerges from the portal and begins wreaking havoc on all those present. Omar, Angel's bandmate, yes, it took me this long to get to Omar's name, frees Angel from her electronic shackles before the demon can turn on her. Angel tries singing to banish the demon, but her lone voice only pushes him back. But Omar joins in harmony with Angel, and thus the creature is weakened, injured, and driven back into its own dimension. As Mock is pulled into the portal, he realizes that no one did not mean that the demon could not be stopped. It just meant that no one voice could. Acting alone, two voices and two hearts singing as one were needed for the counterspell. Mock then plunges into the portal's depths as it seals itself shut. The duo continues their song in triumph as the band is announced as the new super rock band sensation.
Like Omar's not going to walk up because he's a little meh.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
We'll get there when we get there.
Getting into the trivia, Mock's full name was intended to be Mock Swagger, but the talent representation of the Rolling Stones lead singer, Mick Jagger, objected and forced the producers to drop the character's surname.
You think?
I can't blame him.
You don't want to be attached to that garbage?
David Bowie, Tim Curry, Michael Jackson, Mick Jagger, and Sting were all considered for Mock, but the budget couldn't afford them.
I think Tim Curry would have been a really good job.
He would have done a very good job.
Yeah, with this script.
That might have actually saved the film.
You never know.
Angels
actually marketed to that point.
Yeah. Angel's Song is an early version of the song Maybe For Sure from Deborah Harry's 1989 album Deaf, Dumb, and Blonde. The clouds in the bird's eye view shot of Omar, Angel, Stretch, and Dizzy traveling to Mock's Manor were actually pieces of cotton placed on 2 layers of glass of the multi-plane camera during the filming of the sequence. A script was not written for this film in the beginning of production.
No, you think?
The script was slowly developed along the way, consisting of ideas from the writers. The original storyboard artist for this film's climax was Oscar nominee Ryan Larkin. None of his vision was implemented into the film.
You think?
The narrative prologue was added to the beginning to help the audience understand the setting and characters. Singing voices for the characters were performed by the lead singers of the bands performing the songs, these being Debbie Harry as the voice of Angel for Angel's song Send Love Through and Send Love Through finale, Robin Zander of Cheap Trick as Omar, singing Born to Raise Hell, I'm the Man, Om Sweet Om, and the male part on Send Love Through finale, Iggy Pop as Mock in the song Pain and Suffering, Lou Reed as Mock in the songs Triumph and My Name is Mock.
Why would you change voices?
Because two different bands played the songs.
Which is
And they
dumb.
had two different lead singers.
Right. Whatever.
Earth, Wind, and Fire played the song Dance, Dance, Dance for the dance club scene. And Melanie Brown played a song called Hot Dogs and Sushi for Angel's Escape scene when they were climbing through the thing with the really strange music.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, we can hear of it.
that's what I've got for trivia.
All right, so going back for info and stuff, I actually did find it did have a box office. This was for, it didn't give me a date when this was. So I'm only assuming it's probably, well, either or. It had an estimated budget of $8 million. $8 million. Its U.S. gross was only 30,379. Its international was the same.
It didn't do well.
No, this thing tanked so horribly. Because again, like Drew said, MGM didn't get this thing. I don't think any other distributor gave it any kind of didn't give the movie a chance whatsoever in order to succeed, and it just died in the vine.
From what I understand, this movie got United Artists' attention before it merged with MGM. And by the time the movie finished, they had already merged with MGM, and the MGM heads didn't know what to do with this film.
I thought
and didn't care.
I thought that. Hold on.
That's what I remember reading.
Oh, okay.
That's around that time when United Artists was still a separate company as when they started funding the film for distribution. And then by the time the movie was done and ready to be distributed, MGM had merged with United Artists.
Yeah, okay. Oh, MGM was United Artists. Okay, never mind. Yeah, never mind. And also the fact this movie nearly bankrupt Nirvana Company.
With their first feature
With their
film.
first feature film nearly bankrupt them.
Bear in mind that this is the company that did The Faithful Wookiee as part of the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Oh, dear Lord. That's why.
But the film that saved them, the Care Bears movie, which we're doing later this year.
We are.
I think you put it on the list.
I did.
So,
I was wanting to do one of those 80s films based off a TV series that actually did well, because we've already done one of them. It's called He-Man and She-Ra, Secret of the Sword. That was one of them.
So why don't we go ahead and jump into our thoughts on this film? What's your first like?
So my first is it's actually probably one of the most touching parts of this movie is where the third skating idiot brother. I can't remember his name. I think it's I
can't remember any of the brothers' names.
Yeah, it's some kind of just like an odd name. The goofy.
But is it the one that asks the question, "Are we evil?"
Yeah, are we evil? Yeah, like his alleged death.
Yes,
I can say alleged because I think there's one of the version where he doesn't die.
Yeah,
and which is kind
because
of a
why would you leave something like a death that actually led to the villain's defeat?
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
stay and not just be
and just undercut it whatsoever. Yeah. But I do like the fact to be he is questioning the morality of his company, his compatriots, the person he works for. That throughout the entire movie, he's kind of questioning this and are we the good guy? Are we the bad guy? Very low intelligent kind of character, but he's understanding. Are we the good guy? And his alleged death was very touching, very, very touching, and it led to his older doofy brother to
avenge him
and put the final nail on Mock.
Yeah, Mock.
Yeah, Mock. Yeah, I was like, this is Mock 0.5, whatever. But yeah, I do love the character's death. Not for the fact to be he died, but the fact to be he brought up this question of morality of what's going on. be like in his limited mental state, be like knew something was wrong. He just didn't know how to express it. Mm-hmm. And I do love it that it drove his older brother to seek revenge. And I love that. That was a really, really cool, touching part. Now, if the rest of the movie would have done something like that with really powerful, emotional gauge behind it, besides Omar acting like a...
We'll get there.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, that wasn't... I'd be like, I edited it myself because it'd just be funny. Anyway, what is your first like of this movie?
The animation in this is very smooth. It seems to all be animated on ones. There's never a point where it feels like it was sharp,
right?
Like for comedic purposes. Even for comedic purposes, it was more. We're going to animate this as naturally as we can because we're not making a cartoon. We're trying to make a serious piece of animation. So it's not animated very cheaply either. No. It's very well done animation. Does it all work? No. But I mean, I appreciate the effort that went into at least making sure even the weirdest scenes always felt like it was every frame was being animated. They were never taking shortcuts on animation, even when it would have made perfect sense, because the background characters are always moving. Characters who aren't in focus are always moving. There's, even if it's just minutely, it's not like it's you kind of go and quit, stop it. It's not like that. It's more like they have natural movements of natural idle animations where they kind of to make the characters feel alive. And not every animation, especially from this era, does that. But I appreciate we got some of that here. So I do appreciate the effort it took in order to give us what basically looks like an animated every frame animated, having a fresh animation on it. I appreciate it. So yeah, the animation in this. What's your second like?
My second like. Let me get to my likes. Because again, be like if you were able to see my likes and dislikes, it's okay.
We have
short
opinions.
Paragraph, minor paragraph, or not even paragraph, just like sentence, and like you look at my likes, they're sentences, they're full on like everything. So we'll get there when we get there. But my second like is more like the unique and visual design of the movie. The animation does play into that. I do like the idea of like it's an anamorphic world. It's a dystopia, not a dystopia, but like an apocalyptic kind of world where there was a World War III to end all the wars, and the only living creatures to survive was the street animals, and they all evolved into a humanoid type creature. And I like some of the design. I like the design, I like the concept, and I'd be like, if they would have had a little more of a vision with this movie, like an actual script with this thing, instead of we're gonna play little music videos in between this to make it a groovy but psychedelic movie in the 80s instead of the 70s. I don't know why. But the animation, animation design, and the concept of this movie is pretty good. I do agree with Drew, but like the animation is pretty good for what you can see on the Tubi version. But again, I would say Amazon MGM. I know you just released Masters of the Universe, but like, why don't you just pull this out of mothball, give it a good 21st century update, and put it on your service for free for people who can watch it.
At the very least, put it through like an AI upscaler.
At least
that would help it.
Exactly.
It can't hurt it.
And plus,
with what you've got to work with,
and apparently you have a very large fan base for this, and they are probably itching for it,
or at least a passionate one.
Yeah, exactly. Give it to them for like guys like us could actually watch the film and not all over it.
My second for the film.
Yes.
I do like the four skater people, the three guards and their sister. For the most part, these type of characters usually there's not much to them. You don't feel they're just extras.
They're bodyguards or thugs.
Right.
They're not supposed to be intelligent characters.
I appreciate that these characters actually have, like, you can tell they're a family.
Yeah.
You can tell these three guys, they care for their sister. And the sister is annoyed by the fact that they don't let her do anything. So that's why she escapes and goes to the club. And then the girl's sister is kind enough that's like, oh, yeah, you don't want to be here either? Come on, we're going to go have some fun at the club. When she helps Angel escape. So, yeah, I appreciate this group of four characters that they actually feel like, yeah, they're working for the bad guy.
Yeah.
But they're not bad people.
No.
They just don't know they're working for the bad guy.
Yeah.
So, and you don't see that often. So, yeah, I'm going with the guards and their sister.
Oh, okay.
Or the thugs and their sister, if you prefer, as my second line.
Okay. So, when you write something and you start reading it, but then you realize, because I have ADD dyslexia, so things kind of blur together. So I accidentally read 2 and 3 together by mistake. So yeah, technically my third like is the visual design of it. Like, it's a good design. It's on ones, and you can tell they put some work into it. You really can't tell on the Tubi version.
Yeah,
I'm on MGM, Amazon MGM, but yeah, be like it's the animation is competent and it looks good for its time period, and the use of the way they're able to, like one of the versions I found, wink nudge nudge, you can actually see what's going on in the scene. It's like really nice. So be like, animation wise, it's pretty good. It's not terrible. It's just not a good story. Not a good anything in this.
Here's the funny thing about that.
Yeah.
Say they want, the reason they haven't released, quote unquote, the American version is because the only version they have is this really cruddy VHS copy. But the Canadian version with the original actor in it actually is still in good shape.
Yeah.
Why don't you just recreate the edits you made to the American version, throw in the American actor's voice on top of, on top of the Canadian guy's voice, since it should still match.
True.
And release that. Granted, that's probably going to take you, that might be $300-$500 to get that done, but it's better than some of the stuff that's ending up on streaming services right now.
That is true.
But yeah, my third like for the film is actually the visuals, the visuals of the setting. I'm not really big mostly on post-apocalyptic stuff, but this did at least feel, I liked the lived-in structure.
Yeah, agreed.
Granted, a lot of the stuff, especially from this era that we watch, is very clean and quote-unquote wholesome. So it is nice to see darker imagery from time to time. Granted, there's still a lot of stuff like Ralph Bakshi that we have not done yet.
Ralph, I'd be like,
we've done some Ralph Bakshi.
Well, like Ralph Bakshi, be like, you have a lot of like the stuff that came out in the 1980s. Definitely Disney, like Black Cauldron,
right? But
stuff like that.
You still have a lot of safe things coming out around this time too.
That is true.
So I do appreciate that we are getting something that's not safe. And it was an experiment and a risk to put this out.
Yeah, agreed.
Unfortunately, it failed for them. And I can't. And the sad part is, I don't know how much of this is because MGM in America messed with the original film, and how much of it is there's not much here that really works. So I'm not sure how much is the problems of the creators and how much is the problems of the distributor messing with what the creators did, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I think like I think you said in info stuff of the fact to be like, the original print of this movie was destroyed in a fire.
Yeah, that's the other unfortunate
That's
thing.
the other problem.
But we have a cleaned up cut somewhere.
Yeah, there's more cuts to this film. So one of the interesting parts about the U.S. cut, be like, do you know why they recut or redubbed Omar's voice?
Because the MGM did not like the original voice for Omar and wanted an American stunt casting in there. And so they hired the guy from American Graffiti. That's what I remember reading.
Oh, okay. What I read was was be like they didn't like his performance. Be like there was way too much profanity. Be like they
were trying to clean it up.
He was too harsh of a character.
Yeah.
I'm like, and this is what you came up with?
Well,
just saying.
You still have to make you can't edit it that much.
No, I agree.
You just have to work with what you have. I can see maybe the thought process is, this is an animation. This is a cartoon. Using the terminology they might have used. This should be for kids, so we're going to make this easier for kids to watch.
Fair.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But making I can see making these changes to make what they think is a more marketable film.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately, I don't know how much of that monkeying around they did to make it a more marketable film.
Yeah.
Is actually the reason for why the film doesn't work.
And also a lot of it where they went in and edited the beginning of the film, the intro to the film, in order to make it more clear what's going on, actually muddy the water of the story, because at that point it's okay, what's going on then? Because their attempt to make the story clearer
just confuse
people.
It was one of those things where we don't really need to know about World War III happening and why these characters look obviously like rat men. You don't really need to know that for this film, but they had to give you an explanation because the MGM
which
people
is appreciated.
Were asking. It's appreciated. It's unnecessary. But and also you used the Star Trek: The Next Generation font for this slide.
They did.
I'm sorry, that's what I see.
Yes.
Why don't we go ahead and jump into our dislikes? What is your first?
My first, hit the Rentmaster.
Rentmaster activated.
This audio clip owned by Nate Marchand of the Monster Island Film Vault. For more information, please go to monsterislandfilmvault.com.
So, our so-called protagonist, our protagonist, Omar, because in all the promotions, all the artwork, be like the movie starts with him. Be like, and the movie kind of centers on Omar, and the fact to be like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna say, be like, Omar is a leech on our story. He virtually does nothing to push the story along, except the very end where he does the duet with Angel, and he virtually does nothing the entire film. Like, and the fact that be like, he hardly has anything to do with the impact. He's a backseat protag, does nothing but whines and complains the entire time. What's Angel see in this wet blanket of a rat guy? Angel's the true protagonist, obviously. This character drove me nuts. The fact to be like he threatened the manager of the club because they were going to kick them off with his guitar, and be like, he in the opening told Angel, yeah, sure, be like, because he's such a selfish character, so I am curious now what the character was like in the original Canadian version on this, because this guy was a jerk beyond belief, so self-righteous, so self-centered about every stupid little thing. And the fact to be like, he got so enraged that Angel decided to take control of the situation, knowing like her song was probably better than his piece of crap. And he got so enraged, he walked off. And now I know probably 99% of women be like, you have a man, be like you're having a crush on or whatever, be like, decides to walk out on you, be like, termination done. But for some reason she likes him. I don't know why. Be like, the other guys of the band are better. They're gonna treat you better. This little piece of dirt crap is gonna do nothing for you. He does nothing. The fact the entire movie, all he does is whine and complain because he's got to be this macho man. Mock sounds like somebody Klingon. Mock, but Mock Dechu or whatever. But
Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra, which is not Klingon but Star Trek.
Okay. So the fact to be like Mock invites them to, his chateau, and what is oh crap, what's Omar? Be like, what does Omar do? Just sits there and just be like, be like, it's not really that cool, whatever. The kind of stupid crap be like an 80s guy would do. And it's just like, really, dude? Be like, he's not even remotely interested in you. You're not that good. You kind of suck. And be like, he's after Angel. Get with the program. And then be like, they get brainwashed and they spend the rest of the movie doing nothing. And then finally be like, yeah, Omar at one point says, oh yeah, we got to go find her. And he does nothing about it. They're like, it's the other guys who are doing everything. And so when they go to look for him, he's not even there. And like whenever the big battle fight shows up, he finally comes up with an axeman, sort of a guitar, and like breaks the chains. And they're like, where did you come from? Were you sleeping in the car the entire time? You freaking mook. It's like, good night. I was like, where'd this guy come from? Sears? Wow. But the worst part is like, okay, so like Angel's be like, obviously she's the true protagonist of this movie because obviously like back in the 80s, you couldn't have a strong female character. What?
Unless you're a Studio Ghibli film.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, they had strong female characters in the 80s. I don't know what the studio was thinking. Be like the fact to be like Omar, he's our main protagonist, and apparently he's worse in the Canadian version. In this, he's just a jerk and be like a bunch of stuff I can't say on the air.
Yeah,
but oh my goodness, this character drove me nuts. Be like, and because he does the duet at the end and it banishes the demon, and like Mock gets pulled in because he was, this washed up has been of an artist, and be like, oh my gosh, and it ends with them getting a contract. I'm like, yay, he's just gonna walk out again because he's that kind of character. Be like, his character says everything. I'm a jerk. I care nothing for anybody except me. Be like, oh, because she's pretty, and be like, and she's a starlet, so I gotta hang on to her. Like, I wonder what part 2 would be. Be like, she finally kicks a stupid butt to the curve. Be like, I would like that. That'd be awesome. But yeah, Omar, you suck. You stupid little mouse. Go to the curve and get eaten by a rat. Get eaten by a cat. Come on, dude. That's about you're worthless. Just get out of here. Go do something to mouse. Not something heroic, because you're not a heroic character. You're a loser. So get out. Rant over. Stupid mouse.
In all fairness.
Oh, okay. So you're going to defend this rat.
I am saying this to present a well-rounded critique of this character.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it then.
In his defense.
Oh, okay. Let's hear the defense.
Most of this film, he is either under whatever that pink ball's mind expansion stuff was.
I get that. And
in another part of this film, they've got some other weird airhead intoxication thing on him that makes him and the other two members of the band act like idiots until they get all the way back to ohmTown. And even then, they're not cured until something happened that cleared their heads. I don't remember what it was now.
I can see that. I can see that.
And that is just me saying, okay, in these two sections, you cannot blame him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's being said.
Yes.
Rentmaster activated.
Yes.
This audio clip owned by Nate Marchand of the Monster Island Film Vault. For more information, please go to monsterislandfilmvault.com.
Character growth. Does anybody get any of this movie?
Nope.
There are a grand total of 5 likable characters in this film. The Thugs, their sister, and Angel. Everybody else? There's a word I'd like to use, but this is a family-friendly podcast that describes who they are.
Well, I would point out probably the one. I think he's the drummer. The drummer of the bunch, huh?
They are nicer.
They're nicer.
But and they are trying.
Yeah, they're trying.
I will grant you.
Besides Omar,
but they don't get enough scenes to do anything done when they're not also under the same problems that Omar is under with the intoxicating ball and weird gas stuff. Whatever.
Right, which is never explained.
So,
explanation, please. That's all
Omar never grows up. I would be willing to bet you that had even this character, with the way he is at the beginning of this film,
A jerk.
if he had grown to the point where him joining Angel in the song was earned,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be complained as much.
No, I wouldn't.
Because that's his main problem. He is still the same character at the end of this film as he is at the beginning, and thus does not earn that duet.
Yeah, exactly. Which
One
makes
of the-
no sense why
Angel is a woman of grace for still putting up with him.
Oh, yeah, you're not kidding.
Because that is unmerited grace that she is
unmerited.
displaying throughout that part of the film. There's a reason she's called Angel, and that's because she's not evil to anybody.
Yeah.
The band members, the two, the drummer and
The two goobers, yeah.
bassist,
Yeah.
the other two goobers. Grant, they don't get enough scenes to do anything,
That is true.
and every time they do try to do something, their plans just they get close and then nothing happens.
Yeah.
It's like, and they like to use a lot of reused animation with some of that stuff, especially in the nightclub.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, guys, I understand that you have to fail for this story to work, but could you at least get a message to her?
Like you're trying? But like now, Granby, like it would have been. I agree. If Omar would have had a character growth throughout the course of the film, it would have made a whole lot of difference from this very self-centered character to realize he does care for her and he wants to save the world. Nope, it is an unmerited win for him because he just shows up with his Axminster for no reason.
Now, I get that the entire vision of this world being a rock and roll inspired world.
Oh, yeah.
And a punk rock and roll inspired world.
Yes.
To be most specific, the world doesn't care about you. It's a sucky world. No one is in it for anybody else. I get that, and I'm fine with that because that's how this is set up.
Yes.
But our main characters, even if they are cut from that same cloth as they probably should be, are supposed to be likable to a degree.
Yes.
The cat is never saved, metaphorically, in this film. The cat fell off the tree, got run over, and the closest thing Omar saw to it was that he said, "Hey, do y'all hear something?"
Bravo. That was a good one.
The cat is dead and run over and a furry pulp. And I'm still supposed to like all these characters because at no point do I like any character for any reason, including the subject of my second dislike, which we will get to after Jacob's second dislike.
All right. So in this quote, I'm actually going to quote somebody because I found like one of the guys who did a review on not IMDb. You know what I mean. IMDb.
The Internet Movie Database, not the Internet Movie Darkwing.
Yeah. Darkwing, whatever.
I'm sorry, that's what I keep hearing when you say DW.
Yeah, I get it. All right, so my second like is this nonsensical plot. And I'm literally going to quote from David Nasser from realmovie.com on July 2025 when the DVD and Blu-ray originally came out. Rock and roll's biggest problems, hands down, in cohabit almost a nonsensical plot. There doesn't seem to have been any effort on the part of the filmmakers, including even a kettle of plot, as the film generally plays like a series of vignettes very loosely and tentatively strung together. Be like, that literally is this film. There's hardly a plot whatsoever. There's the fact that Mock wants to find a voice to summon this demon, and that's it. We meet Angel and then her ragtag of kind of cool guys, then Omar, who's a turd and a half. And like this plot just makes no sense whatsoever. Be like, if they would have said, hey, let's actually make a plot out of this movie instead of, oh, we need vignettes and music videos with some songs that are like, they're not memorable at all. Be like, it's just, this is just not a good movie. Be like, the story makes zero sense. The plot goes nowhere. Again, like Drew said, there's no character growth except for the character of Angel, who's supposed to be the protagonist, not Omar.
I don't even think she gets character growth because she's pretty much the damsel in distress for most of the movie.
I agree. She does stand up to him.
Yeah.
Be like, there are little character growths. But about the only character who grows is Angel. A little bit. Everybody else
Minor,
doesn't.
yes.
Yeah, very minor. Very, very minor. And the fact be like, again, she should have been the main character, the main vibes, whatever we want to call it. Be like, she should be the main character, not, wet noodle blanket loser over there, Omar, who does nothing for the most of the film. Now, granted, be like, he does get brainwashed and blah, 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 does nothing to the film. And, yeah, like, this plot makes no sense whatsoever because you had to make your music videos. Again, it's animated pretty good if you're not watching it on Tubi. But overall, yeah, this plot makes no sense. And it's just like, it's almost bad as watching it on Tubi. And I'll get that there in a minute. What's your second dislike, Drew?
His name is Mock, and I like him to be shot in the head. I hate this villain.
Yeah, I agree.
First off, his lips are animated as if they're their own character.
Yes.
He is disturbing and disgusting to look at throughout most of the film, which, granted, he's kind of supposed to be.
Yeah, he's supposed to be.
But as a villain, he does nothing to make the heroes look better.
No.
Because he is a weak villain himself. Do you know why he wants to unleash this demon?
To make himself more powerful? Make him more popular?
That would make more sense.
Yeah.
No, he is doing it for revenge because his last album didn't sell that well.
Oh, that's right.
And do you want to know how little difference from his last album is? His album before that? How much it fell? Like 3 listeners.
Yeah.
So because he wasn't the most listened to artist
that's right.
that album came out,
yeah.
he's now going to destroy the world. I'm sorry, that is the most petty, that is the most stupid reason to destroy the world I have ever heard of.
Yeah.
The only thing stupider, and that is, of course, we're going to destroy the world because we can't. Because at least with world domination plans that go awry, so they go to Plan B, which is destroy the world. Mm-hmm. That's more like if I can't have it, nobody can have it. Which,
yeah, exactly.
Admittedly, makes some sense. This is like, my music album did not sell the 3 copies that this album before it did, so now I shall destroy everything. Petty much?
Ego much?
Sit down. You need to understand, Mock. I need to explain this to you. I'm sorry. That
did Celine Dion beat you by a point?
Time is you've peaked and now you're coming down. You have had a successful career. You may not be the most popular, and other artists in this generation may outperform you. Congratulations. You are in this life. This is how music and industry works. You perform for a while, you peak, then your popularity wanes, but you always have your fans, your diehard fans that are always with you. You probably are in a much better shape, but that's not good enough for you. No, you've got to destroy the world for the heck of it.
For the sake, because you are no longer the thing. You're no longer the it.
That is stupid.
It is, yeah, it is a beyond stupid plot.
And
Pinky and the Brain plots are better than this.
Well, it's because it's Pinky and the Brain, and Pinky and the Brain is great.
Yeah, exactly.
But his world domination plans make far more sense than this. Because, Brain's actually saved the world a number of times.
Fair.
But Mock, I don't like you. And not for the reasons I don't like other villains. Because a good villain is one of 2 things. You either hate to love them, or you love to hate them. Mm-hmm. You are neither. I hate you, and I hate you completely because you're not a good villain. It doesn't take anything because of how bad a villain you are. It was easy for our heroes to defeat you. So easy they did not have to rise to the challenge. And Omar is still a little twat because you aren't a good villain.
Exactly.
You did not have to convince Angel that she was wrong to side with him. If you were actually the hero you were, you would have had to have done that. And Mock did nothing to make her see that was the best way. She never made the deal with the devil that this guy should have been the devil. If this guy was the devil, it would have made sense. This guy's not even the devil. This guy is just some washed up loser who can't understand why 3 people didn't buy his album.
Yeah. And that's
Maybe it's just a bad album.
Yeah. How about that?
Congratulations. You still sold enough you still made enough money to fund several small countries.
Pride, ego, anybody?
I can't stand the character of Mock. And that leads me into dislike number 2.5.
Oh, okay.
This is a half dislike.
Oh, okay.
Because it's connected.
So you're sneaking in almost like a fourth one, but I get it.
I'm not, because I feel this is a package deal.
Okay.
But I want to switch focus.
Okay, so present your package.
I switched focus to his villain song.
Oh gosh, those are horrible.
Now, his villain song. His villain song does fit a type. It's the "Look at me, I'm so cool" type of villain song.
Yeah.
It's praise for the self. There's a lot of good villain songs that are like that. A good example: "Be Prepared" from The Lion King. This is not that. This is literally. This goes, "My name is Mock. Thanks a lot. Blah 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 blah. I'm the coolest thing since World War III. Girls." They repeat what he says, and they do that 3 times. This does not make me. This is not a. This is not. No one sings like Gaston. No one fights like Gaston. This is not that.
No.
This is not. You won't get a sniff without me. This is not.
It's not Be Prepared.
It's not Be Prepared. It's not even Poor Unfortunate Souls. It's not any good. It's not like any good villain song. It's I like to sing, and this was the album that made. This is the song that made my album not sell those 3 extra copies.
Yeah.
Go away, Mock. You are the worst villain I have seen on this show.
And we've seen some bad villains.
Because at least other villains, I actually was happy to see them get defeated. Like, there's a couple others I could probably think of that are right around this low.
Yeah.
But at least their plan was not, I'm destroying the world because I'm not as popular as I was 3 days before this album came out. Mm-hmm. Ooh.
I'm going to destroy the world by summoning a demon to destroy it for no reason except my ego got blistered.
It's like, go away, Mock.
Yeah. I mean, like, generally, he's not really a threat at all.
No.
Like, he's like this old dude who lurks in the shadows and be like, I'm popular and blah, 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 blah. It's like, look at me, I'm Mock.
And
Mock,
he's
Mock, go away.
Not even a good puppet master.
No, he's not.
Which
He's
is what he
horrible.
should be for this.
Be like, I think if what they should have done with Mock is make him this very suave, debonair kind of
he's obvious he's supposed to be a devil that you want Angel to make a deal with.
Yeah,
that is kind of the point.
That would have made more sense.
From my understanding, the film that this is based on, The Devil and Barry Mouse or whatever it was called,
Barry and Barry Mouse. Yeah,
that is basically guy makes a deal with the devil in order to sing better. Yeah, and that's what. If you'd actually done that, I might worked with it. There's no deal made here. No, she never agrees to the deal.
No, he coerces her into it, and she's like, "No, I'm not going to do this." Like, okay, fine.
It's like the
I'll
only
just put a restraint on you.
only reason your plan is working is because you gave them drugs,
got them out of the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just so you can blow it up for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
What's your third dislike?
My third dislike, again, has nothing to do with the film, but the streaming version of this movie.
We are on the same page with our third dislike.
Yes, we are. I would say this is a rant master, but it kind of is, but it kind of isn't, so we'll just keep it as it is.
To a degree, I understand.
I agree.
It's probably not worth it to MGM to actually do what we suggest and actually give us a better version.
Agreed.
And because admittedly, this movie did not have it had a lot of bad things happen to it. It is almost lost media.
Almost
Lost media.
All right, so I actually wrote a paragraph out of this one.
Good.
All right. So, Tubi, what was your thought process of when adding this film to your streaming library? Worst VHS transfer I've ever seen. I would have rather watched this on YouTube. The experience left me with a headache, ears like eye strain, and my ears hurting because of the poor quality of the audio mix and visual distortion. I literally I had such a headache by the end of this movie because the audio mix was so bad. I couldn't hear half of what was going on. The visual distortion from the VHS transfer, you couldn't barely make out anything. You had so many strobing lights because again, it's the 80s. I get it. And for someone who has Tourette's, and can have seizures, not epileptic seizures, but seizures. This left me feeling horrible. Not because the movie sucked, because it did, but just more physically ill to an extent. I was and I remember very distinctly my wife asking me something like, "What? Sorry, my ears hurt from listening to this horrible mix." MGM, Amazon, MGM. I know you probably don't even know we exist as a podcast.
And you probably don't even care about this film.
No, you probably don't. But at the same time, if you were to do something, you own the rights to this. And maybe dust it off, give it maybe an AI washover or what have you, and put it out there for people who can see, because you have fans out there who enjoy this.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have paid Tubi to put it out there.
Exactly. You could do a better version. Just rip off a laser disc. Find the Blu-ray, rip that thing off, and put it on your streaming platforms, and let people watch it without, my example, being almost being physically sick watching it. So again, Amazon, MGM, you just released Masters of the Universe. A property from the same era from the 1980s. Again, you probably don't care about this movie, but at the same time, probably do a little better doing a transfer instead of a horrible VHS. Just go and find the Blu-ray, DVD, or heck, the Laserdisc. Do a nice transfer with audio mix correct and everything like that, instead of giving a guy like me, feel like he was being sick watching this thing. That is all I'm going to say. Amazon, MGM, do better next time. And Tubi, don't watch the Tubi version. Go find it on YouTube. It's a better version. How about you? What's your third dislike?
Like I said, we're on the same boat with this. We have the same third dislike.
Yes.
It's the transfer that we had to watch this on. Because here's the problem. Let me describe in detail what this is.
Don't make me sick again, please.
Audio mix. Monaural. Definitely monaural.
Monaural. Oh my gosh. Single track.
It's monaural A. Video-wise, this is, like I said, it's obvious that it's recorded off of a VHS. Mm-hmm. I'm not convinced that this was a factory-produced VHS. I'm convinced this was a blank VHS bought at Walmart, thrown in a standard customer-grade VCR, and recorded on super long play, SLP, which means the quality was shrunk so much they could compress it into a small space to go from 2 hours to 6 hours, meaning they probably made 3 cuts of this and put it in blank things so they could make 3 every episode, every edit of this movie could make 3 VHSs. This is theory. Do not quote me. This thing, because of that, the audio suffers and the video suffers. Now, the VHS itself is probably fine for its era. It's not great because it's like the most the lowest quality way you could do it. Mm-hmm. To make matters worse, to show you the quality degradation of this, how little effort was put into this transfer. They should have zoomed in a tiny bit so that the overscan area of the CRT television was not visible on this print. Do you know how I know they didn't?
Because you could see it.
Because at the top of the screen is the little black and white blinking lights of the code of the closed captioning that you couldn't access on our things because closed captioning is not a thing anymore. But it is a thing. But I mean, that way of doing it went the way of the dodo with the advent of Blu-ray. Mm-hmm. And the streaming obviously doesn't use it. But absent they're going, I can see the code of the closed captioning blinking away in the top parts of the screen. And yet I can't read subtitles.
Airball. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we want to.
So here's the thing. Audio is so bad, I can't make out words. Video is so bad that there is what I like to call an astigmatism glow applied to the whole thing. Now, for those who don't know what I'm referring to, I wear contacts. In one eye, I have what's called astigmatism. Mm-hmm. And what that means is my eyeball is slightly misshapen, so that everything is slightly out of focus.
Mine are both.
Right. And in certain conditions, like at night, when there's light around me, like the headlights, they all have a glow that's not actually there because of the way that it bounces around in my eyes. This whole film is astigmatism glow.
You're not kidding.
And the lights bleed and everything. It's hard to watch. And then you get to the dance club scene and then it's flashing at you. I do not have the problems my brother in Christ here has when it comes to that stuff. It was getting to me. It's like,
I'm not surprised I didn't have a seizure in the middle of this stupid thing.
It was so stinking annoying. This is not, like Jacob said, this is not a problem of the film itself. This would have been fine on film in a theater. This would have been fine probably in the original VHS of this on a CRT television. This is a problem now when you don't care enough to do the minorest things to make this better. Now, here's the thing, MGM. You have put out 2 films that I have seen this year that were excellent films. Project Hail Mary, and then there was The Sheep Detectives, I think, was the other one I watched.
That was MGM?
That was MGM.
Okay.
I recognize that stuff you're pushing right now because it's in theaters, it's in film, and you're trying to get as many eyeballs on that as possible. But you don't care because you aren't putting in the smallest amount of effort to take care of one of your other smaller features that's out there that you know is out there enough that you want to make sure people can watch it in some way. You have not gone the extra mile to make sure that it is in the best possible way of viewing it. I recognize that this movie has been beat in the legs about 50 times and is doing the best it can to stay afloat. But you didn't do the best. You didn't give it the best possible chance of someone new watching this film and actually being able to view it in a way that puts the movie in its best light. I'm not asking for much. I'm asking you to go to whatever that Blu-ray version that is, and that's got the Canadian cut. Worst case scenario, just give us that. 2, if you must have it be the American cut, put the Omar's American lines over in the edit them into the Canadian thing. It would have been fine. Everyone else does the same lines. Put in your stupid little text edits at the beginning of the film. You're talking about a day's work, maybe a week at most, of one person paid at minimum wage that could do this, and you would have a half decent copy that would not make this thing look like it was thrown in a muddy river and then shown on the worst possible theatrical screen with a hole in the middle of it. Mike Jacobs said, MGM, Amazon MGM, you should be doing better with all your films, because if this is how you think of a film that you don't care about, that you don't think many people are going to watch, but there's just enough that you allowed any release out there to exist. If I can't trust you with that, how can I trust you with other stuff in the future? Project Hail Mary was an excellent movie. We did a review of it.
Agreed.
I enjoyed it. How do I know 20 years from now I'll be able to watch that movie in the quality that I saw it in today, or at least in similar quality? How do I know something like that? Well, something like what happened to Rock and Roll and the way you release Rock and Roll, how do I know that won't be how Project Hail Mary is in that time period? Granted, it was popular enough. You got money. I understand money talks. But here's the thing. Every release that you put out there is PR. It's public relations. With the way this film is, if you can't present it with a bare minimum of quality, then you shouldn't have it out there for anyone to watch. Or at least with explanation, or at the very least, we all know that there's a better version out there that you're not even going the extra mile. And it's not even that far a mile. It's more like the extra inch. Is the extra inch just to give us the Canadian version? Do better. Do better. 3.5.
Wow. Okay.
Most of that. Hey, I don't really like this movie,
That's fair.
and that alone would make it, put it at 5. I'm going to 3.5 because the quality of the transfer. It's not the movie's fault.
No.
But unfortunately, this is what I have to work with. Mm-hmm. And I don't think anyone should have to watch this version of the movie, especially if you like this film. If this is a cult classic, you need to be mounting a revolt against MGM right now to release the movie in the version it should be released in. Fans, bully MGM. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
If it
Peaceful.
can work,
We don't need violence.
If it can
Peaceful.
work for Sonic the Hedgehog, it can work for you.
Yes, it'd be like, if you are a fan of this movie, write letters, owls, whatever. Tell MGM you want this film. Let your voice be heard, and be like, and petitions, whatever. Be like, Zack Snyder version. Anybody? Just saying. The fans can rise to the occasion and get what they want. Just do that.
Yeah.
Anyways, be like, I'm giving it a 3. Because this movie made me sick. In one way or another, when it came to either characters of Omar, blah, be like, the transfer of this really, really horrible movie to Tubi, again, blah. Like, this was a horrible experience to watch. I remember the movie we watched at our friend Chase's house.
And it was worse.
It was worse. Be like, I remember it. It's like, that wasn't bad. And this is like, oh my gosh, I'm going to puke watching this.
And the version he had was a legally dubious one.
Yes.
That he couldn't find even as good a one as we watched.
Yeah.
To show this movie. And I'm still sitting there going, then why did we watch the movie at your house?
True. But again, be like, if you want this movie out there with a better quality, be like, you can go and spend $100 and get the DVD. Or you can get a hold of Amazon MGM and be like, tell them you want this film, you want a better version of it. And again, be like, fans have risen to the occasion and cause studios to do something they were not planning to do. So if you want to do a peaceful rise to make the movie that you love so much, obviously, because there's a huge cult following behind this film, make it happen, people. I don't know if they're doing it or not, but if you are, applauding you. But at the same time, be like, again, MGM, do better. That's all I'm saying. Do better. It's a 3. This is a 3. Be like, I'm giving it a worse score than this guy. And I'm a little more forgiving on films. So, yes, that is our ruling for rock and roll. It sucked. It's not as bad as Leo the Lion. Let's give it that. Leo the Lion was an atrocious abomination.
And that offended me. This doesn't offend me. This doesn't offend me.
Be like, I agree. Be like, this doesn't offend me. I was like, what in the world am I watching? This is like, what am I watching? It's got some good ideas here and there. It's got some horrible characters. Like Drew said, the villain is like, what? The plot's what? But be like, there are little nuggets in this movie that kind of give it a little more umph. But yeah, it still sucked. This movie was horrible. I would not recommend watching it. Now, if you're more of a cartoon, be like, you enjoy animation, be like, yeah, go find it. You can find it on YouTube, or you can spend $100, go find buy the VHS and watch it for yourself. And let us know. Be like, if you go and spend $100 on a DVD that was made in 2005 on eBay,
that's on you.
That's on you. Be like, hey, bravo! If you can do that, you have the financial means to do that. By all means.
Anyway,
yeah. So now we got that out of the way.
Next week we have a patron pick.
Yes,
and it's a plus film because it's from our good friend Wendy.
Yes,
who is asking us to review The Man Who Came to Dinner from 1941. Not the one with Sidney Poitier. I keep thinking it is, which, considering we're recording that on Juneteenth, is an odd choice. But no, this is an entirely different film. Well, we'll be reviewing that next week. Ironically, it's also on Tubi.
Yes, hopefully it's not this piece of garbage.
But not everything on Tubi is in bad shape.
Yeah.
So join us next week for that. In the meantime, why don't we play some bumpers and then get into some Batman?
This podcast is a proud member of Culture Box. Whether you enjoy geeky reviews, comedy, or original fiction, you can open up the Culture Box and find something excellent for your soul. Point your web browser to culturebox.media.
I like trains.
This week...
How dare you!
Actually, you know what's fun? I forgot to put the thing in here. Oh, Neo minus Molly.
Inside joke, people. Let's just be honest. You don't know what's going on. We'll explain it at some point later. It involves trains.
Let's just say he's not a fan of trains right now.
Not the moment. You go to a festival all like for an entire day, and all you hear is this little choo choo the entire time because you're set up, and the turnaround for this little kid train is going by, and it drives you nuts, and your wife absolutely loves to pester you with it. Anyway. And then she tells this dude about it.
Anything you say can and will be used against you on the podcast.
Yeah, pony boy.
Anyway, this week we suggest checking out Geek Devotions. Geek Devotions is a collaboration of devoted geeks that are devoted to letting people know that they are loved. They produce a weekly geek culture-infused devotional, their podcast, Talk, and written articles, all designed to encourage and challenge people in their geek community, bridging the gap between their faith and their geekdoms. You can find all their content at geekdevotions.com. The Cellcast would also like to thank the following patrons: Edwin Gonzalez, The Book of Gaming, Artsy Steph, PaulJPowers.com, and the Monster Island Film Vault. If you would like to have your name shouted on the show, plus episodes of our Patreon exclusive show, We're Just Super Saiyan, we'll get back to that eventually.
Yeah.
You can donate to our Patreon at the $1 level, and then at the $5 level, you get all that plus uncut episodes of the Cellcast with no ads, plus special art from Jacob.
When I get around to it.
And then at the $10 level, you can force us to review a film of your choice within reason in 2027, because we're full right now.
Yeah.
And you better hurry, folks. I hear somebody's already planning on buying a slot.
Ooh.
Also, check out our Redbubble store for stickers, t-shirts, and other various things. And if you want to support us without spending any money, please rate and review and subscribe to us wherever you found us. And share us with your friends.
Oh, by the way, again, we've already the movie we just reviewed. If you try to make us do that movie again, we're gonna say no.
I mean, it's kind of off the you can't really pick this for a very, very long time if it ever comes back up.
That is true. Unless there's
Also,
like a new transfer, be like, guys,
No,
you gotta
no.
totally watch this movie again. It's well worth it. You'd actually see the film. I'm like, I don't care. This movie sucked.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am
A whiner.
There
The
is a
song about
that
me.
sings.
No. Omar can go eat trash.
Meanwhile, on Batman the Animated Series, our first episode tonight is The Ultimate Thrill, which first aired November 14th, 1998. It was production episode 96, broadcast episode 99. It was directed by Dan Reba, written by Hilary J. Bader. Synopsis for this episode: Batman contends with Roxy Rocket, a stunt woman turned criminal who gets a real thrill out of taking dangerous risks. New cast for this episode, we've got Robert Clotworthy as the pilot and Rebecca Gilchrist as a young woman. Trivia for this episode. This episode contains several sexual innuendos, the most overt of which is Roxy Rocket joyfully exclaiming, "Oh baby, you're the best," to Batman before jumping off the rocket with him. Bruce Timm once described this as the most blatantly risque episode we've ever done.
In animation wise, not the greatest.
The character Roxy Rocket had originally appeared in the 1994 annual of The Batman Adventures Volume 1, a tie-in comic of Batman the Animated Series. Producers Paul Dini and Bruce Timm created Roxy Rocket in the hopes of adding a new, strong female presence to Batman's rogues gallery. Timm and Dini liked the character so much that they adapted that story into this episode. Roxy Rocket makes one more appearance in the DCAU after this episode, meeting Superman in Nighttime, is the name of the episode. What are your thoughts on this episode, Jacob? I think I know. I think I know your thoughts, but what are your thoughts?
My thoughts, okay, so you have a stunt woman who is more and more risque. She wants the thrill. She's probably aroused by it or whatever. But at the same time, oh my gosh, the animation drove me nuts in this movie, this show. I don't know what was going on. I don't know who was animating this, but Batman looked like he was just doing this number the entire time. I don't know what was going on. I was like, okay, Batman's, the white of his eyes are flickering the entire time. The entire time. And it drove me nuts. I'm like, what in the world's going on? Animation's slightly off. Batman looks like he's been twisted into a pretzel half the time. Animation, the stunt scenes were cool. The fact to be like she's riding on a rocket. Obviously, she's Roxy Rocket.
Roxy Rocket.
Roxy Rocket.
Roxy Rocket. Do, 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 do. Roxy Rocket. Do, do, do.
Thank you.
Oh, Roxy Rocket tells we're really going to rock tonight.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Hold on. Oh my gosh. Oh my word. You nearly broke me on that one. You did. You nearly.
Huzzah!
And it wasn't even Nate doing it. It was you.
Hey, we have said that part of our goals on every episode is to break the other one.
That is true. That is true. And I've done it maybe once or twice. That was the funnest part. But for some reason, again, we don't know who's animating this anymore.
I'm looking it up right now because I was curious. The only thing I'm seeing is Dong Yang Animation and Coco Enterprises.
Okay. But for some reason, the animation in this episode is off. Like, Batman looks like he's a pretzel half the time, and like his eyes are always blinking. Like the whites in the eyes are always moving in some capacity. Like they're always off. I'm like, what in the world? I'd be like, yeah, the story's okay, but the animation was so glaringly bad. I was like, I couldn't even watch this thing correctly. I'd be like, it's Batman, the new Adventures of Batman. Supposed to be really good. Again, the next episode's even better. But this, I was just, what in the world? I just watched a piece of crap. Why in the world are you doing this to me, Batman? What is going on? But I think the story's okay. I just could not get past the animation. It was just so abysmal. What's your thoughts?
I do appreciate an episode of Batman the Animated Series with actually doing this episode comes down to a game of chicken.
Yeah, okay.
And a lot of it is Batman tricking this woman into going, yeah, it's your game, but at the same time, it's actually my game because I only care about bringing you in, and this is the only way to make you stay still long enough for that to happen. So we're going to do that, and I appreciate the ideas like of her not really reading the room correctly when it comes to Batman because like, we only had met this one time, but I could tell he was enjoying it, so I don't have anything to worry about with Batman because he's probably doing the same thing he's probably doing this for the same reason I'm doing it, for the thrill of it. That's called projection.
Yeah.
But and I think I missed most of the animation errors you were seeing. But maybe that could be a difference between you watching it on, because you're watching on DVD, right?
No, I'm actually watching it on HBO Max.
Okay, you're watching on HBO Max. I'm watching it on Amazon. There could be a weird different codec in the transfer, some weird thing. I'm not saying it wasn't there. I'm saying it didn't stand out to me.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But at the same time, it was like, I don't care. I really don't care about Roxy as a villain. Like, sure, when you look at the Batman's Rogues Gallery, there are certain characters that they didn't have to do much work with for me to have a connection with them, because I grew up with Batman, not just with this show, but with movies and TV shows that came after this, and movies and TV shows that came before this. So characters like the Joker, the Riddler, the Penguin, Two-Face. Well, maybe not Two-Face, because this was how I was introduced originally to Two-Face back in the day. But characters like that, you don't have to do much for me. It's like, yeah. I don't... As long as they are being good villains, you don't have to do much. This show has a track record of introducing characters, both from the comics and Batman's Rogue Gallery to original villains, such as Harley Quinn.
Yes.
That made me go, oh yes, I like this character. I don't like Roxy.
That is fair.
I do not like Roxy. There's nothing about her that makes me go, you are a villain I am interested in the outcome of. You, madam, are no baby doll.
No, absolutely not.
So
this baby doll got another episode.
Yeah. I'm sorry that this does not bring me an interest. I just don't care about you. So, because all you're thinking, I don't care about you for the same reasons I don't like Bella in Twilight.
Who does?
Because in both cases, you're just risking it to have a little fun. You're chasing adrenaline. And I'm sorry, I don't care. You're not an interesting character. And what interest I had in this story, just the fact that the only interesting thing in this story is the fact that you're actually getting to see how Penguin is being a legitimate businessman and still running a criminal empire at the same time. That was interesting. Still don't care about Roxy.
And the fact that the Penguin is more like, I'm gonna be like, I need to get away from you.
Yeah.
Wash my flippers away from you because you're gonna attract the wrong crowd to me. Be like, I'm trying to be legitimate, and the bat's gonna snuff me out. It'd be like, you keep this up.
Yeah, I was half expecting the Penguin to call Batman up and say,
Exactly.
"Hey, by the way,
can you get rid of her, please?"
I just want to let you know that yes, I had a hand in this. I was funding it, but I don't want to support this person anymore. I'll go ahead and take a little bit of punishment time, but can you go take care of her?
Yeah,
because I don't want to deal with this woman anymore. I would have been. It's like if Penguin had done that, I'd been like, okay, that's interesting, but no, this episode is just not interesting.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
So, yeah. Why don't we go ahead and go to the next one?
Yes. Something a little better.
Over the Edge.
Yeah.
First aired May 23rd, 1998. It is production episode 97, broadcast episode 96. Directed by Yuichiro Yano and written by Paul Dini. Synopsis for this episode: Batman and his allies have had their secret identities exposed and are now being hunted by the police. Apparently. There's a reason that apparently is there.
Yes.
I moved it actually from where I copied this because I thought where it originally was, gave it away. New cast for this episode, we've got John Gary as a lawyer. And this is not the same lawyer. I'm talking from the other episode with the O.J. Simpson joke, even though that O.J. Simpson joke is replicated here.
Yes.
Trivia for this episode. Originally, the scene where Batgirl crashed into her dad's squad car was supposed to be animated to portray the crash as being head-on. But the network told them to rewrite it as it was far too directly violent. This episode marks Bane's only appearance in the new Batman adventures. However, he would appear in Batman Mystery of the Batwoman in 2003, which would be his final DC Animated Universe appearance production-wise. The lawyer hired by the villains is the same one from Joker's Millions, a parody of Johnny L. Cochran Jr., one of the lawyers on O.J. Simpson's defense team during his trial. Much like in Joker's Millions, Johnny's infamous line, "If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit," is parodied as, "If the bat's on a spree, Wayne must pay the fee." Despite being the villain who triggered all of this, Jonathan Crane, aka the Scarecrow, has no lines in this episode outside of his grunts and sinister laugh. However, these were provided by Jeff Bennett rather than Jeffrey Combs.
Oh, okay.
So they didn't even bother to hire the actor to come back.
Ooh, I've got an idea for the cover, and this would be interesting.
During the final scene, it is implied that Commissioner Gordon knows that Barbara is Batgirl. Further confirmed during the DVD commentary for this episode. But that being said, Gordon there's no actual stating of that truth between them.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on this episode?
I freaking love this episode. When I first saw it on that DVD pack that a friend of mine gave me, I was like, this isn't a Batman episode? What's going on? They killed off Barbara Gordon. Batman's being hunted by Gordon. Be like, everybody's against Batman and Robin. Be like, Nightwing gets taken out. Be like, he gets arrested. And it's just like, what in the world? Oh my gosh. And it's like, it's a dream. Like, it's a nightmare that Barbara Gordon is having. It's like, this is so rich. Again, the last episode, I was like, okay, this was a little bit weird. This is just cinematic gold, baby. It's so good. I love it. I love this episode so much. The fact be like they lure you into this false sense that, oh, this is reality, when you realize, oh, it's the Scarecrow. The Scarecrow's doing it. Now, I do have a little bit of a problem with the very end because be like, yes, Barbara does kind of tell her dad that she's Batgirl, and it's never really implied that he knows, but it's also implied that he does know. We don't get any conclusion, any resolution to Scarecrow doing this to her. There's no satisfying conclusion. It's like, oh, Batgirl, like Barbara tries to tell her dad, and dad apparently knows. We don't get the resolution that Batman goes beat the crap out of Scarecrow in any fashion or form. Our very zombie, freaky looking, version of Scarecrow in this iteration of Batman. But the story itself, the fact that it evolves around Barbara Gordon falling to her death and Jim Gordon vowing revenge against Batman Bruce Wayne and bringing him down is so incredibly compelling story-wise. Like, visually, it's amazing. Again, night and day contrast between the last episode and this episode. Just so gorgeous and lush and just beautiful to watch. The fact the way they animated Barbara Gordon's so-called death in the mid part of the movie where Bruce is describing what happens is just so wrenching. And the fact to be like Barbara just says dad, and just like he holds his daughter in his arms as he dies, and Bruce comes up and he like, oh, it's Batman just try to be like, you know, Jim, I'm sorry, and be like, you knew the entire time, you didn't tell me. And it's not this be like, oh, I'm petty. Be like, no, be like, what you did, you killed my daughter. Again, this is all a fever dream. This is a nightmare. And be like, he does a deal with Bane in order to destroy Batman. And it'd be like, once a backfiring on them, they wind up falling, and you realize it's a fever dream. It was seduced by Scarecrow's gas. Be like, it's an amazing episode. I love this. I love this episode.
You know why this episode is animated so well?
Why?
TMS.
Oh, TMS did it?
TMS did it.
Oh, heck. Yes, that even makes it better. It'd be like, 10 stars if we did stars on the animated series. But like, yeah, this episode was a chef's kiss to every single little thing they did in this movie, from execution, story, character, voice, everything. The emotional gauge was just there. And I loved every freaking second. Once I realized we're doing Over the Edge, and I looked at the little clip they use for like these, what do they call that?
Preview?
No, the image
trailer.
Or
thumbnail?
Thumbnail. Yeah, the thumbnail for it. I knew exactly what it's like. Oh my gosh, it's that episode. Oh my gosh, let's go. And I watched it. It was like, oh my gosh, I love this. I am a little puppy dog waiting over Christmas Day. This is so good. This is so freaking good. Yes, I use the dog joke. I don't care. But overall, I loved it. This was such a good episode. I was, again, slightly disappointed that they had no resolution towards Batman kicking the crap out of Scarecrow for what he did. But it had a satisfying ending with, Gordon, Jim Gordon knowing what's going on, and he's kind of okay with it. Mm-hmm. And which, again, this is all Barbara's fear, which is like, oh my gosh, be like, that was so good. And be like, now how do I make that into cover art? Ooh.
My thoughts on this episode.
Are you going to gush about it?
You've already done a lot of gushing about it already.
Okay.
There's only one real thing I'm going to say that's negative about it.
Oh.
And that is, why was she dreaming about the stuff she wasn't there for, which is most of the episode?
Because it was her fears.
I know that, but here's the thing. And maybe I'm weird like this, but generally I'm a major character in my dreams. And if I'm not there, I'm not dreaming about those events. So and plus, you always have that idea that comes to us, like, if you die in the dream, you die in real life.
Okay.
After she, quote unquote, died in the dream, why did she dream the rest of that?
Because it's her fear.
I know that it's her fear, but I'm saying there's a logical mess up in there, I feel.
Okay.
And granted, I like it as a context for why this story is being told, because this is a wonderful what-if story.
Yeah.
I do like that. But if we're talking about the logistics of this, I almost kind of think it should be... Let's ask the thing. I don't know. Like, if she was in a coma for most of this, and she was experiencing... And she was kind of having a...
Hallucination?
Not a hallucination, but... Well, I mean, she was in a coma for this. I mean, if she was having a dream, and she was having sort of a out-of-body experience.
It's not a dream. It's a nightmare.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's still a dream. A nightmare is a type of dream.
Yes.
What I'm saying is...
Okay.
If in this nightmare dream in her coma that she witnessed most of after herself in the dream died.
Okay.
If there had been, and this is a very minor thing I'm bringing up.
Okay.
And so I don't want it to get overblown.
Okay.
But it's kind of odd that she was dreaming of things that she would not have been present for in the dream.
Fair enough.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Okay, I get that.
It's a very minor thing. Don't want to blow it up any more than I've already blown it up. Didn't even want to blow it up as much as I did.
That's fair.
It's just an odd quirk that she is dreaming about events that she would not be there for.
Yeah.
But beside the point, this is an amazing episode. It is very well animated. It is it's a great what if story to kind of give an, because that is a question that by 97 episodes into this show you have to have asked at one point. What will happen if Batman's secret identity ever gets broken for any reason? For the story, you have to give a reason. And honestly, if you want, in order to get the Gotham police force to go after Batman,
This'll work.
this is the best way. You have Barbara Gordon get injured. And or not just injured, get killed.
Dies.
It's like, a part of me is sitting there going, it's like, how close is this to the Killing Joke in terms of production? Was this on somebody's mind after reading the Killing Joke? And how would we do the Killing Joke in our version of this show, except not do it as bad? I don't know. Even though in the Killing Joke she's just paralyzed, she doesn't get killed. But I do like this what if story of what if Barbara Gordon died and her dad found out, and then the whole Bat family becomes enemy number one. And how is Batman going to deal with that? How's Tim, who I keep calling Tim Todd?
Yes.
How's Tim Todd going to deal with this? How's Alfred going to deal with this? We even get Nightwing come in for a bit on this. And all coming down to this is her nightmare, living out her fears of what would happen if she died without telling her dad the truth about her being Batgirl. Honestly, that's not a bad reason. My little hiccup of a thing to bring up there is just that's kind of an odd little logistical issue. It doesn't really matter in the grand scope of things, and I do love the ending of this, where it's like, officially, with the evidence of just the episode, Jim does not say to his daughter, I know you're Batgirl and I'm fine with you doing this.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, it's him saying, Barbara, you are a grown woman. You don't need my permission to do what you do. And I'm proud of you either way. I appreciated that. That was a great moment. And it's kind of him saying, if he does know, he doesn't want her to give up her secret identity to anyone, including him. Because he knows how important that is to Batman and how important that would be to everybody else. You don't give up the secret identity, because that is protecting the ones you love and yourself when you're out in public as your normal self. And so I loved seeing Batman go from having to deal with being the outlaw for a change in the show. Yeah, them actually having to deal with, and Batman actually having to deal with, he's a wanted man that they've got to stay in hiding. It's just such a cool episode. And the fact that Dream Jim Gordon actually still trusts Batman enough to save him at the last minute. Yeah, I thought that's the best showing of their friendship, that even after Jim Gordon has had his life ripped out from under him to a point where he doesn't know who he can trust, he still knows he can trust Batman.
Yeah, to an extent.
That he won't let him die. Yeah. I thought that was great. Granted, this is also Barbara Gordon's interpretation of all these people. So it's not necessarily these people, but still, You don't know that until the very end, and that should not matter.
Yeah.
It's just this great little what if story. And yeah, I've always loved what if stories because they allow you to explore something you may not be able to explore normally.
Fair.
So yeah, great. I do like this episode. Next week, we'll be reviewing the episodes Mean Seasons and Critters.
Which I think that's the episode where the animal shows up.
Maybe.
I
haven't looked into it, so I don't know.
Yeah, he's a crazy character. I think I could be wrong, but yeah, this was a good episode.
But we
bad movie, but good episode.
And we are getting close to the end of Batman the Animated Series.
We are.
We will be finishing as the way things are currently shaking out. We'll finish up around August, the beginning of August.
Yeah.
So keep with us until then. But in the meantime, this has been Drew.
This is Jacob.
And we'll catch you in the next frame.
To follow Jacob and Drew's individual internet exploits, check out the Linktree links in the show notes. You can email us at thecellcastpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter or X @cast_cell. Follow our Facebook page, The Cellcast Podcast, and join our Facebook group, The Cell Nation, our YouTube channel, Cellcast, and our Rumble channel, The Cellcast Gaming. You can join us every Friday night at 7 p.m. Central for our live recordings of our episodes on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. You can also join Drew on those same streaming channels on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Central for gaming streams. You can listen to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else fine podcasts can be downloaded from. Please rate and review us where you found us. Our theme song is Drop and Roll by Silent Partner. Our bad movie theme is It's Party Time by Gregory Snegoff, with additional audio from the film Titanic: The Legend Goes On, and remember, that's Cell with a single L.
Roxy Rocket, do, do, do. Roxy Rocket, do, do, do. Look at Roxy Rocket because you're flying right into that wall.